Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame, and this is the recap review for Ready to Love. So I know that everybody does not watch all of my videos that I upload. So for those of y'all who don't, the video that should have uploaded before this, which was my recap review for Sisters, it basically started off letting y'all know that I have not been here for the last few days because I was in excruciating pain. And I literally could not do anything. I'd been in my bed, couldn't move, none of that. And I'm going to detail in a video or two later on today as to why. But that's why I have been absent. I'm here right now, and hopefully I'll be able to upload for the rest of the week as things arise that I can, discuss or whatever. So anyway, let me go ahead and get into the recap review because I don't want to be before y'all very long. I don't want to hold y'all too long, and I got other stuff I got to upload to, give y'all some tea and, whatever. So thank you for tuning in, especially if you're new here. Welcome. Hope you enjoy yourself over here. Let me know down in the comment section if you're new, if you've been here and just ain't never say nothing. You can, I'm not gonna bite you. I'm not gonna bite you. You can speak. I appreciate it. Thank you in advance. So y'all, the episode started out with the men linking up for the gentleman's lounge and they talking, and we know that things have happened where there have been some truth or dare and all this other stuff. But Tommy's mission this week is to get the men a little bit out of their comfort zone because several of them have already placed their flag in the sand with the woman that they really want to be here with. But if anything was to pop off, who was going to be that second option? Like, who is your number two? We already know who your number one is in most cases. So who is the number two? Their objective this week is to go out with that person, get to know them a little better. It might shake some stuff up. You never know. You might have thought that other person was the number one, but this one right here really need to be the number one. So we end up seeing Carmen and Eric go out on a date. Now y'all know they have history. She's hired him for an event or however many events before that she needed him to cater, and they've been friends. And the way that he was talking at one point in time, some things might have popped off. I don't know. Let me just say allegedly some things popped off, but they have chemistry, and I don't see it. I don't see it. I just feel like it's flirtatious. Could be some entanglements or whatever, but I don't see sparks flying. I don't see it. Maybe they seeing something I don't see. But anyway, they eating, trying to enjoy one another's company, and conversation gets brought up about how, he does have other connections, and his actual strongest connection was Takia. And so he was like, there was a situation that popped off. I had a great time with her. She was the first date I had when I got here, and, leaned in, and a kiss happened, and it was nice or whatever. And so it is what it is. So she over here trying to make it. I don't care for her anyway, because she always has this disposition. She has this certain disposition about herself that I'm not here for. Now, my thing is, it's cool for you to say, you can give off a vibe of, I think I'm a nice looking person or whatever, but she just has this, I'm better than everybody else. If you are somebody that I'm feeling, oh, I know I'm better than the heifer that you're trying to talk to over there. So why have that when you can have this? She always comes off like she's better than, and that she's looking down on people. I don't know if y'all getting that vibe. Like, are y'all getting that? Because if y'all getting the same thing, put that down in the comment section, because I need to see, am I crazy? Am I not seeing that? Because I feel like she feeling herself way too much. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to never try to sit up here and make it seem like, oh, her body ain't everything. It is. Her body looks nice. But people was not here for the context, and then all of a sudden, they was up there in the top. I was like, what kind of lie or what kind of production foolishness, with sorcery, magician's tricks going on? Because somebody wasn't here for you at all in the slightest, so they said. Then all of a sudden, they fixing plates and doing the most of the last episode. But I digress. So yeah, but because they have history, because they've known of one another before being on this show, now he's trying to make it seem like she's his top, and I'm just like, he seems so indecisive, and I feel like because of how, like, in your face and how matter of fact and how pushy she can come off, he felt pushed into a corner to say, yeah, you my top, you my number one now. And it's kind of like she like, yeah, let it be known that I'm the number one. I'm just like, child, this is a process. I'm gonna need you to calm down. Like that ain't what this is. So then we see Demetrius and Tina meet up, and she was like, she's seen some things, and so she was kind of taken aback a little bit by the fact that he wanted to link up with her. So in his mind, that's his number two, and I'm like, if y'all ain't never really linked up like that before, how's she your number two? Because she fine? I'm guessing that's what it is. But anyway, so she is even looking like, okay, what is this about? So she's trying to understand because she don't even see, not necessarily, she does, it's not necessarily that she doesn't see his appeal or whatever. She think he look all right or whatever, but she's just like, okay, you seem like you have a lot of irons in the fire, and you got stuff going on everywhere, so I don't understand where I would come in, because I'm here to make connections and to ultimately lead with somebody who I'm gonna be here for in the long run. Like, we don't know what's going on, because she was like, you nibbling on people's ears, and it's obvious that you are here for her. So he talking about after all of this end, he want to be married to the person and all of that. He talking about he ain't gonna never do nothing to mislead nobody. She rolled her eyes, and I'm like, girl, I know that's right. I know that's right, because these people tell you whatever they want to hear to get in them draws. They will say anything to get you to spread butt cheeks and thighs. So I'm glad that she's like, all right, we'll see where it goes. All right. So we see Donovan link up with three different people. Sabrina, Dakia, and I think was Carmen one of them? Let me see. Yeah, because it was a lot going on. A whole lot going on. Yeah, Sabrina, Dakia, yeah, and Carmen. Okay, I just want to make sure I had it right. So he was like, since he's coming into the game so late, he really hasn't had time to really have connections like out there like that. So he ended up having 3 separate dates. And his dates seemed to go all right with Dakia. They had fun. It seemed genuine. He liked the fact that she's one of those people who's like kind of touchy-feely. But I feel like she's one of those people that easily engages with you. If she like you, if she feel comfortable with you, she'll engage with you. So then he's talking with Sabrina, and they are both divorcees. And so they have that connection. And she wanted to know if he wanted to have kids, more kids, because I think he has a 16-year-old and a younger child, maybe 11, 13 or something like that. So yeah, he said he was open to it. So then when he was talking with Carmen, they both have a 16-year-old child. So, they seem like they okay or whatever, but I don't feel like she really into him like that. But what he did do was he knew that it was her birthday, and he ordered something for her. He ended up kind of feeding it to her. And again, she just, seems like she everything, and everybody want what they want, and she's gonna get what she want. And I'm like, I hear you, but nah. A lot of people are here for Sabrina, and I am glad in a sense, because a lot of people be trying to be here for the people who be naked and have outrageous like measurements, and it just be a lot be going on. And I just be like, y'all are literally trying to smash, like, stop the cap, as the young folks say. So anyway, the dates went how they went, and I don't know. It's just a lot. So we then end up seeing Clifton linking up with Dakia, and he feels like she's just somebody who she's serious all the time. He hasn't really seen another side to her, and I feel like Dakia is more so like me. I'm gonna be professional with you. I'm gonna keep it cordial with you. I have to feel you out to see where I can go with you as far as comedy and laughing and joking and other conversations outside of work or whatever are concerned, work and politics and all that stuff. But with some people, I know I can't go there with them. There are some people, like, off rip, I already know that I can be off the cuff with them. I know that. Other people, I don't know it, and they have to get to know me. And it's funny because, y'all, a situation literally just happened like that today. This guy has been like kind of, feeling me out. He has to interact with me very minimally, but he has to come and retrieve paperwork from myself and like a lot of other people, like 2 or 3 other people every day that he does that job. And I'll talk to him about work. I'll say something real quick to him about what I need or whatever. And he'd be like, okay. And he'll handle that for me. But like, I just have this inclination when certain things are happening and I speak on it or whatever. Even if it's subtle, I'm going to let you know I see you. I see you going through something. Let me speak to you. So today I walked up to him and I said something to him. And like, he wasn't even expecting it. He was having a horrible day. I'm talking about we an hour into work. He had already having a horrible day. His boss trying him. And so then he came back, like, because where he works is downstairs. So he came back upstairs. Somebody was venting to me. Like, y'all, everybody was coming to me and venting to me today. So this person was in the middle of venting to me. And then he came and was venting to me. And he was like, and like he put his hand, like he ain't never touched me before. He put his hand on me. He was like, hey, so guess what happened? And he just started talking. And I was kind of like, oh, we on that level now that you want to, be very, very personable? Oh, okay, cool. So, I mean, it just gets to a point where people get to know me and know I'm not a goody two shoes. I'm not a goody two shoes per se. Like when I was in school, I was about getting my lesson, as they say down south mainly. I don't know nobody up north that say get your lesson. But I was taught to get my lesson. You there to do your job and go home. So I go to work, do my job, and go home. But people confide in me, they come up to me, they vent to me, and they feel better after they talk to me. Y'all I can't wait until I tell y'all what all popped off today in the Married Man Side Heifer Saga and the What a Day stuff, but definitely the Married Man Side Heifer Saga, the most that popped off. Those of y'all who know. But anyway, I have a little bit of tea to spill. It's a little bit of tea. That's all I'm saying on that. But I'm just saying, like, if you don't know a person and you just judge it from the outside looking in, you're gonna think, oh, they uppity, oh, they ain't fun, they ain't got nothing going on. That I feel like that's what Clifton did to Dakia and just put her in that box as if, oh, she's just all business and no fun. And he is learning that that's not what it is. And so, like, they having a conversation and they talking and she like, okay, I mean, I know that, Joy is like your number one, but I know that you and I have a connection as well. So, it is what it is. And we are all here to explore our connections. So she don't really care for oysters like that. And so she was like, yeah, I like stuff spicy, whatever. So he gave her a spicy one. And she was like, you know what? That actually is the tastiest one I've ever had before. And she normally ain't here for oysters, y'all. I'm not going to never do that unless they're grilled. I heard if they're grilled, I'm not doing raw nothing. I cannot. If I can get sick from cooked scallops, good and well, I'm not eating nobody's raw oyster. Sorry, not doing. I'm definitely never doing no raw sushi. Not doing sushi. So anyway, y'all, they had a good time. Seemed like their situation went well. We end up seeing Joy and Paul talking because he liked her or whatever, and I'm just like, ain't nobody. The people that say they're here for you, I don't understand what is going on in their minds. But Joy is obviously not here for him. To make a long story short about that, she basically was like, I'm not here to waste nobody's time. I've made my connections. I know who I like. You and I, we could be cool. We could be friends. But that romantic connection is definitely not there. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm just like, child, we're not finna try to make fetch happen. As I've already told y'all before, I really feel like with some of these situations, they be trying to make fetch happen. And I'm just like, no. But the relationship that we saw, like the situation that we saw happening between Dakia and Clifton seemed cool, but I'm not convinced that Clifton is really there for love. I don't see it. Because every time you look up almost everybody who he has the slightest bit of interest in, it always seems like it's always heavy on the sexual part of it. And I just be like, nah, I ain't here for it. So anyway, Joy ended everything, was like, we will always be cool. We'll always be able to be friends. And then she gave him the good old, that's what we did. It is what it is. So we see Laverne meet up with Ace. He likes Ace or whatever, but his top in his mind is Joy. And I'm just like, huh? Okay. And I mean, it ain't no slight to her. I'm just like, I don't be understanding where he be coming from with this sometimes. Because when he in the deliberations and things, he's setting it off over Ace. and like the people that ain't nobody here for. And I'm just like, okay. Now, I don't have any issues with Ace. I'm just saying that a lot of the guys, they were not here for her because of her talk of yoga and meditation all the time. Well, when he came to the date, he has presented her with a container of body butter and politely decided, oh, it's time for me to put some of this on you. Let me show you. Because I got to show you. Just sat up here and put some on it and rubbed it all up her arm and did the most. I was like, sir, you doing the most. And so she was like, oh, okay. Okay. And, you know, at the same time, they are showing Precious and Troy on a date. And I'm just like, no, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for Precious still being on the show because, no, I have not been here for her pretty much since the beginning. Like, I don't know what it is, something about her. I cannot put my finger on it, but something about her. And the two of them are going out. But then on their date, he over here talking about getting in somebody's kidneys. And I'm just like, why everybody conversation always got to go to sex? Like, that seemed like to be the main focus of the conversation. Now, whether that was production's doing or what, I was just like, mm-mm. And I think Tory is a handsome man. It's the locks for me. It's the lips for me. It's the skin for me. Like, I'm just saying, like, but that conversation about getting in somebody's guts and their kidneys and all of this other stuff, Precious was even turned off by it. And so I was like, woo, child. So that didn't go that well. They had a moment where he kissed her and she was to me, that pretty much sealed the deal, where she was not here for him. And I was like, woo, child. It is what it is. But yeah, for some reason, Ace is here for Laverne. I can't. I can't. And like, she is here for it. And, you know, a lot of the people feel like it's all about him. You always got to run to him if you want to get anything done, which is true. Like, he really be like, well, the children are going to have to come over here. If you want to talk, if we're going to have any kind of conversation, you're going to have to come over here and talk to me, because that's the only way it's going to happen. And I'm just like, girl, run, run. But yeah, she is not, Precious is not here for Troy. I mean, Tory. Why I keep saying Troy? Tory, excuse me. But yeah, ain't nobody here for, she ain't here for him. But he's trying to explore connections, but ultimately he was just like, yeah, this ain't it. Sabrina is my only connection. I don't care what nobody else said. I said what I said, and I did what I could do. So, everybody, I think, is now at the little meeting, where they're discussing how their dates went, and Clifton was surprised to see the side of the kid that he got to get, which I just be like, I don't understand why people, if you don't sit up there and try to get to know somebody, why you think that they just only like what you're seeing on the surface? You ain't trying to get to know them, so why would they just be like, oh, let me roll up on you and just start telling you my business and showing you how I am, when you ain't trying to make an effort like that to get to know me like that? So you can keep on believing what you want to think about me. Until you get to know me, you're not going to know. And that's the way I treat everybody. So it is what it is. Sabrina and Donovan had a moment, and like, he, you know, y'all know he had 3 separate dates. And so since he and Sabrina are both from California, they had that great, you know, conversation and that similarity and all of that. So he basically liked something about all of them. And I was like, child, tell me why when they got to Laverne, he was over here telling everybody about his date or whatever. And then he had the audacity to try to tell people, we're in the process and you need to, if you have a top, you need to settle on that and say that that's who I like and whatever. And so they was like, yeah, you don't tell me what to do. I do what I'm going to do. Him and Demetrius kind of got into it. It was hilarious. And he was like, I'm just trying to get y'all advice. Do what you do. We gonna do what we want to do. Sir, please stop. Tori said, you know, I appreciate Sabrina pulling me to the side and telling me what it was, but that's still my number one. That's my only one. Demetrius was like, you know, it is what it is. Sabrina is still my number one. I was like, woo, child. I don't know. I don't know. If this had been a week for the women to have to get rid of somebody, Troy would probably be in the bottom, would have been one of the people in the bottom, just to be honest. And that's why I'm like, dang, the way that his situation went with Sabrina that day when he brought her the cupcakes or whatever they were, I'm just like, no, why can't you have that? I like the fun Tory. I don't like this trying to get up in people's guts and kidneys. And I feel like once you really establish y'all's situation, then y'all could talk about all that. Because I don't know. He needed shots and all this other stuff. I'm like, did you need all of that to have the liquid courage to try to get out there to say something to somebody outside of Sabrina or what? Like, I don't know. I wasn't here for it. Anyway, they ended up putting Joy and Precious in the bottom two. Demetrius talked to Joy. Joy was not here for it because she's like, I don't even understand. We meeting up for, we obviously do not have a connection. I don't understand. And he was kind of like, no. She was like, I have to always trust my gut, and I already know that it's not there. I have established my connections, and you are not one of those. And I was here for it, and I just be trying to tell y'all, like, I don't be understanding. Like, I mean, look, some of these men, most of these men be beard fishing, because if they didn't have no beard, oh, child, I don't know. I feel like for some of these people, if they did not have a beard, they would not have the same confidence. They would not have a leg to stand. No. Now, Clifton, if I looking at Clifton right now, I feel like Clifton would be okay if he didn't have a beard. If he did not have a beard, I feel like he would be okay. Demetrius, I don't see that. But yeah, I'm just saying a lot of these men would not have a leg to stand on. And like some of these people, that's the only reason why anybody would get in the time of day. But yeah, Joy tripped me out. Joy tripped me out because she said what she said and she meant that. And I'm here for it. But while he was trying to explain to her that the men feel some type of way or whatever, and, you know, because she has basically been like, okay, these are my connections, whatever. Hey, it is what it is. And she was just like, oh, okay, I hear you, but I'm not here for you. And nobody can change how I feel about the people who are my top. And it is what it is. And so Joy said exactly how I felt, which was, she said, do you actually have a connection with any of the people that are here? He was like, I do. She don't see it, and I don't either. I really feel like he is just there. I really feel like he is literally just there. I'm so glad that somebody actually actively on the show as it's airing is saying exactly how I feel. Because I feel like he is just there. There are times that nobody brings him up, and I barely even see him on the screen, but everybody living for him. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? But anyway, you know, after all was said and done, you know, Precious was the one who went home. But it was funny because she was like, there's this one person spreading this narrative that I'm just somebody who just want to be out here in the club life, and that's not it. Like, I like having fun every now and again, but I really want to just be with my man. So I don't know why this false narrative is being spent, but it is what it is. So you would think the show was over with for the night. No, they just sat up here and went on like it was like next week. And they had the women's lounge to start up. And so they talking, and it's going to start off next week. It's going to start off next week where the ladies are going to introduce their exes to their possible next. Their ex to their possible next. But yeah, but before all that went down, Dakia was like, there was a situation that popped off. I'm not here for it. The connection was great at first, but some stuff popped off. I'm not here for him. I don't want to date him anymore. I don't want to be set up with him. I don't want no dealings with him no more. And I'm like, well, what happened, Lord? So of course, Carmen was like, she sure was pursuing him. So what happened? Child, I want to know what happened. See, and then like, I really hope they go over what's going on, because next time they're going to show where he said he hurt her or hurt somebody, and that was never his intention. And he looked like he was sorry or whatever. I don't know, but I want to know what happened. Just like I still want to know the specifics about what happened last season when what's-her-name didn't show up. Because she was tired of her spirit, and she didn't even come to the reunion to say nothing, like to say her piece. Everybody just been going on this like little interviewing tour situation and saying, oh, well, this is how I feel, and this is what was going on. I'm like, no, where's she at though? Where Shiloh or whoever, I think it was Shiloh from last season. I want to know her stance. Anyway, y'all, that's the end of the recap review for Ready to Love. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Sorry that it's that everything has been late. Even though this isn't that late, but still, y'all know I was going through it. Stay tuned. I have 2 more uploads after this, and hopefully y'all enjoy them, get a good kick out of them. I'm tired. They must be popping off in my life. But anyway, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's talk about this foolishness down in the comment section. Bye.